Welcome to Spiritual Dream Interpretation. I'm Michael Sheridan, and I've been helping people unlock the meaning of their dreams for over 25 years. Most recently, I hosted a dream interpretation show on KKNW in Seattle for 2 years, which I now run on YouTube. In this video, I want to instill within you an appreciation for dreams and their guidance mechanism. I begin with why we dream, an introduction to the bigger picture that dreams fit into. This provides the best understanding for why it is important to listen to our dreams. I guarantee you, this is an introduction you're not likely expecting. I ask you to bear with me though, as it provides the context for both why we dream and everything our dreams reveal. I finish this section with a real-world dream and share what got me started in this field. This is spiritual dream interpretation. Indeed, dreams themselves are spiritual because they come from a spiritual source. They are a real-time navigation system that map where you are in life and the direction you need to take to best achieve your goals. But why do they do this? Why do we dream in the first place? Well, to fully understand the answer to that requires context. Please indulge me. Since dreams comment on your life and your goals, what do you consider life to be about? Is it all about your career? Sleep, get up, rush to work, get overworked and underpaid, take a long, boring commute home with just enough time to do a few things before going to sleep again, and repeat until retirement. Sure, in retirement, you'll be free to really start doing what you want. How many people have that goal? Many spiritually aware people squeeze their spiritual life into the slivers of time they can find in this cycle. That's not good. Are you achieving your goals, or are you helping someone else achieve theirs? Certainly, your dreams will comment on this, but it is only a tiny part of the picture. Let's step back even further. Is life about finding the perfect partner, having kids and growing old together? Why do we feel driven to find a partner? Why do we end up with the wrong partner? And how come they felt like the right partner when you met them first? These questions and more are answered by your dreams, but this is still only part of the picture that they look at. To fully understand dreams, we need to step back further again, or we will miss their whole point. This is the perspective your dreams comment from, and physical life is just one stage on the wheel of life. It is the only stage on the wheel that we are comfortably familiar with, so it is not surprising that we want everything described to us from that perspective. However, we are first and foremost spirits. We originated in the spirit world and planned our life on the earth plane from the spirit world. We can go back further than this, but there's no need to understand dreams. But what we do need to understand is, why would a spirit choose to take on a life in the physical world in the first place? We are on a journey of self-discovery to restore our former awareness, to increase awareness of who we are. We don't need to come to the earth plane. We can work on this in the spirit world, and we do. But there are times when we decide it would be much easier to work on a particular problem on the earth plane. When we come to that conclusion, we ask for help. For instance, I may believe I'm not good enough, and that limiting belief is holding me back. I know I need to eliminate it. I'm aware of guides because I've been through this process before. So I ask for help, and immediately one of these experts is assigned to me. I may have worked with this guide before, or I may not. It doesn't matter. They have access to the full Akashic records of all of my lifetimes, so they can very quickly get an idea of what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And with all this information, they begin planning my lifetime, my physical incarnation. A team of experts are eventually drawn into the process. Each incarnation starts off with a clean slate, so something must be done to allow me transfer my lack of self-worth into the physical plane. This is typically done by conditioning in childhood. Parents are selected that will treat me a certain way that will allow me pick up that condition on the physical plane. Allow me feel like I'm worthless. This is easy to do because it is already my predisposition. a careful selection of parents will nudge me in the direction I need to go. Once I've taken on this belief, I will embody it for a number of years. Typically later in life, later than the age 21, I will encounter somebody, again by design, who will help me eliminate this limiting belief. And it is through the elimination of that on the physical plane that I no longer carry that trait in the spirit world. This is a major part of my life goals. But we don't just bring the limiting beliefs we intend to work on. We also bring at least one spiritual ability through to the earth plane, and we use it to help others. In particular, we use it to repay debts we owe to people we wronged in previous incarnations. The people we owe debts to are aware of our life plan. Indeed, our lives are planned to intersect at appropriate times. Remember the planners. The intention could be that we use our gift to help them to remove a limiting belief, or we use our gift to heal them of some condition. Whatever it is, us using our gifts is instrumental in their life plan and the life plan of everyone else we are meant to help. So developing and using our gifts is another major part of our life goals. It is so important that we sometimes spend years practicing using our gift on the spirit plane and rehearsing key moments where we intend to use them in our life plan. This is so important to the development of others that we are asked to sign a contract committing us to the plan. At the appropriate time, we reincarnate. It is not possible or wise for our entire being to inhabit a human body. Just a fragment of our spirit takes the journey. The part that journeys is the soul, and the part that stays behind is our higher self. Throughout our physical journey, our higher self watches over the soul to assist and monitor how true the soul is being to the life plan. The dialogue between our higher self and our soul is what we call dreams. Through interpreting our dreams, we can discover our true life purpose, including our gifts and the limiting beliefs we are here to work on. We can detect the childhood conditioning that allowed us to transfer our issues to the physical plane and thus know how to clear them. We can see why the partner who pushes our buttons is essential for our growth and avoid attracting them by dealing with the issues that allow us to grow past the need for their lessons. By following the steps outlined in our dreams, we can fully align with our higher self and step into the work we came here to do. Now, I promised to share what got me started. When I was 12, I started learning karate, a traditional style that uses lots of low stances. In energy terms, this is equivalent to yoga. When I was 25, I began meditating using the Silva method. I'd meditate for 1.5 hours per day. What I didn't realize is what this would do to me. It completely opened me up. I began seeing spirits that didn't fit in with my worldview. At the time, I was an atheist. I didn't believe in spirits, I didn't believe in an afterlife, and I didn't believe in God. I guess spirits didn't need me to believe in them for them to exist. It was a very unpleasant start. Apart from the fear it evoked, one particular spirit was able to cause me physical pain. When he would appear, he would walk towards me, and at about 5 feet away, I would feel like I'd been tasered right in my heart. He would continue walking towards me and walk right through me. The excruciating pain would continue until he had passed fully through me. I had to do something about it, and thus began my journey. I went to a psychic. I went to the parish priest. That made my mom, a very devout Catholic, very happy. Over a 7-month period, I searched for how to deal with this, all the while still being visited by the spirit who could hurt me. Eventually, a very unassuming person at a psychic fair told me exactly what to do. He asked me if I knew about chakras. I did at this point. I'd been reading voraciously. He said to imagine a crucifix in front of, I said, whoa there, you just said to use a crucifix and I don't believe in any of that stuff. You can clearly see that an ability to see spirits didn't make me any smarter. He explained that it didn't matter. Since I was raised in a Catholic family and taught about the power of a crucifix at a very young age, it would work for me. My childhood belief would override any thoughts to the contrary that my adult self had. The next time the spirit came along, I was to imagine a crucifix in front of each chakra, both on the front and back of my body. I didn't really believe it, but I did it. When he next visited, I did just that. Then he approached. I felt no pain. Even as he began walking through me, I felt no pain. Normally, I would have my eyes closed, wincing in pain, but this time I could keep them open and marvel at what I was seeing as he walked through me.
After he was gone, I thought how interesting it would be to experience that again and again with no pain and to notice the detail. I never got to because he never came back. Over the years, I've seen all types of spirits, including spirits who heal us and spirits who heal through us. Spirits who change shape and drain energy from your body, spirits who look after nature. Most of the time it is unprompted, but when I focus I can see guides and their helpers. I also see the aura and chakras. I use very little of this in my classes, but it keeps me grounded in where we are from. In my in-person classes, I show people how to see the aura and guides. Sometimes I show them how to communicate with them, but it is not my strength. Dream interpretation is what I do. I learned how to interpret dreams in a former life. I got trapped on the astral plane for a number of years and passed time watching dream dialogues. Dreams take place on the astral plane, not in your head. When I took my very first dream interpretation class in this lifetime, it was like I was remembering it rather than learning it. I had taken a lot of classes in various fields by the time I studied dream interpretation, but dream interpretation is the one thing that made sense of everything for me. I didn't know it at the time, but it was and is part of my life purpose. I came to realize my knowledge of other disciplines would be useful to students in my classes. I've been teaching classes on dream interpretation for 25 years. Over those years, I've appeared on countless TV and radio shows where I'd interpret callers' dreams live. In 2007, I wrote my first book on the subject. It's entitled How to Interpret Your Dreams and Discover Your Life Purpose. It's comprehensive, technical, and compartmentalized. You can look up just one subject area or read it from beginning to end to learn lots about dreams. It also has the obligatory dictionary, something I didn't originally want to include, but I'm very glad I did. The symbols in the dictionary come from their meaning in dreams I've interpreted over the years. Let's take a real-world example using Anne's dream.
It's taken from my weekly live radio show. Anne wanted to start working in the spiritual field, but felt it would cause devastation to her kids, and she didn't know why. We can see here how one dream gives the answer. Bee's at Mom's house, and she writes in, she says, I'm at Mom's house to take care of the animals. I bring the girls with me. So she has two girls, they're aged 2 and 4. I notice Mom's house is newly decorated. Let me get some of the stuff up there. So she's going there to take care of the animals. Well, what's that about? Well, she said take care of the animals, and up here I put feed the animals because that's the same thing. She's going there to feed and water them. And serving food or drink in a dream is always about spiritual healing, so it indicates that this dreamer has a spiritual healing ability. It's just a little bit disguised because of the way she said it. And then she says, I noticed my mom's house is newly decorated in blue and gold. And gold, because it's the colour of the sun that we just had, symbolises, for the same reason, spiritual healing. And why blue? Blue, I often say it's about philosophy of life, but really it's spirituality and philosophy of life. So when you see another colour with blue, like gold, it says you need to accept that you're a spiritual healer and use that gift in your life, incorporate it into your life somehow. But definitely incorporate it into, if somebody was to say to you, hi, what do you do? Then you need to include that you're a spiritual healer. Even if you don't say it out loud, include it in your mind that this is something you do, at least until you do start practicing it. Now, I hit this dreamer with a barrage of questions before the show. I thank you very much for getting back to me on all of those. So we know a little bit about what's going on for her, and she is looking to see what her spiritual path is. She currently homeschools her 2 children, and she wants to supplement the income that they already have from her husband and find something else to do. But we can see in this dream, it tells us what her issues are, what she thinks would be an issue for her. So we have the house is decorated blue and gold, so that's add philosophy or add healing, spiritual healing to your philosophy of life, make it part of who you are. And then it continues on, she says, her house has always been decorated in shades of red, so whatever stands out is what's important. There are blue and gold Christmas lights in the living room. So Christmas lights, blue and gold, the same meaning there. Christmas is about the celebration of Jesus' birth, so it's about birth. Everything in a dream is about you. First rule of dream interpretation. So rather than being about his birth, it's about your birth, and it's about celebrating your birth and saying you came here with this healing ability. You also came here with an intuitive ability because, of course, they're lights, and that's what lights symbolize too. So we expect to see other symbols that connect your intuition, intuitive ability to your healing ability, because basically it means when we see the two together that your intuition is going to tell you how you need to work on somebody, what you need to do. So the two are going to help each other out. And they're in the living room, of course, the living room, because you came here from the spirit world to the physical world. The living room symbolizes that, to bring this ability. Then you say the bedroom has blue curtains and the bedspread is blue with gold trim. So again, this is all about improving, because this is a newly decorated mom's house, it's all about improving your view of your childhood, or healing your view of your childhood. And you're using your own healing ability in this dream because of the gold placements in it. You say the bedroom has blue curtains and the bedspread is blue with gold trim. So beds and dreams are also about spiritual abilities, because when we sleep, our spirit leaves our body and we go to the astral plane, and we're very much aware of our true nature in that state. So beds can symbolize that too. And we know it's going to be about that for you because we have the same colors, blue and gold trim. So just really emphasizing that this is really your thing, which is exactly the question you were asking. So then you say the girls go in the back room. I notice, okay, so why do the girls go in the back room? And I kind of ignored this for a bit. So we know it's mom's house and we know your two girls are with you. So it's about you and issues with mom that go back to the age 2. Now this isn't a big thing, and it's really good to say that. Normally you'll hear me say all the time, you need to cut the ties with your mom. You don't. It's a very simple thing. It's just something you need to overcome, and the dream tells you what it is. And the going in the back room is like, what you shared with me was that your mom was a single parent, and when she was raising you, you had a great relationship, often sharing the same room, same bed when you were a young kid, and that's really good. But you said if she started a relationship or she was busy with work, then she didn't have time for you, and of course you've no other parent around, so it really hits home harder. So this is really what it's about. You being put in the back room, or her not giving you the time when you wanted the time. It doesn't matter that she gave you all the time in the world at other spaces in her life. Really all that matters is how it affects us in our lives. And this is something that got you. And you said that in those spaces you used to cry a lot. You'd cry yourself to sleep, and you'd cry yourself until you were physically sick. So obviously this is a big thing for you. So then the whole idea of working, and that's what the dream switches to, talking about working, is going to be important. So let's have a look at that, what comes up. You say, the girls go in the back room. I notice some bees in the house. Now bees are, we call them worker bees, so they're about working. And this is the part I puzzled over for a while in the dream and badgered you about, but I got it before the show. So bees are about working, and it's basically saying, you said that the first day it seems random. You said there was only about 5 or 6 bees, but the next day I go back again and there's a swarm of bees in the house. I evacuate the girls but leave my glasses inside. So this is, it's like, okay, I can do little bits of work and there's not an issue. I'm not too bothered by that. Now this of course is remembering your childhood. You do not want to affect your children the same way you were affected by your mom working. And it doesn't matter that your mom had to work. It's only if it's about how it affected you as a child. We don't make excuses for it because we have to look at it from the eyes of the child that was affected, you as a child. So your concern is that if you get swamped with work, and that's what the swarm of bees is about. So it's like, I could start off, I could do easy little things, but if I really get busy, then I'm going to do to my kids what my mom did to me. And that's really what the issue is here. So of course we expect the dream to answer it, and it does. You say, I evacuate the girls but leave my glasses inside. So it's saying that you can't really see this properly because of the issues in childhood. Your sight on this is a bit limited. So let's move on. You say, I wait outside, so you evacuate the girls but leave your glasses inside. I wait just outside the door for a while. So the door represents an opportunity. So it's both an opportunity and also means that you've got to deal with this issue. And you say you wait outside the door for a while and you hear the animals crying inside. Now we know about the crying. This is what you said happened to you when your mom was too busy. So this is really the issue. And you see, finally, I become brave enough to go back inside. I wrap myself in a pastel blue sheet for protection, and go in the house. And this is really the good part. Now, protection seems strange here, but blue, remember I said, is about spirituality. So the dream is saying, look, if you're following your spiritual path, if that's the only reason you're doing this, then you've nothing to fear, because there is no way that you can get onto your spiritual path and pursue your spiritual goals and affect your children negatively. It just can't happen. So that's why I say you don't need to cut the ties with your mom. This is going to be something that's quite easy. Not just that, the next little bit here as well. You say, the house is now quiet and there are no bees around. I find my glasses and leave. So it's really just about, you need to let go of the fact that this got you. And I hate the word let go. It's easy to say to somebody, let go of something. But here it's really just the realization for you that it's not going to be an issue for your kids. That's going to be enough. So you don't need to do a therapy to deal with this. You just need to realize that when you're on your path, when you're doing things for the right reason, you can't affect your children negatively, because that just wouldn't be a spiritual thing. So that's it. So really good dream.
As you can see, an actual interpretation makes more sense than trying to explain why an interpretation makes sense. Well, that's it for this section. I've either left you scratching your head or it has resonated with you. I certainly hope it's the latter.